This week on the Push All Legs podcast, vaccines, protein bars, and websites.
Oh, and then more sneaky recordings.
3, 2, 1, 10k before 8:30 a.m. then.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall, going above.
He doesn't mean money, definitely not money. Tom couldn't earn that much in the morning, no
Not in
chance.
the morning. No, even my hourly prices, they're not enough hours there. So I'm charging for time down. PTs don't charge for time.
But you're only missing out on about 3 hours though, to be fair. I mean, going from 5 till 8, you could probably earn that close to that amount of money. You're on 6k, wouldn't you? 2k an hour. I wonder what the most expensive PT is per hour like in the world.
I don't know. Well, remember there was a lad from, I don't know where he was in Fitzrovia around there. And there was a story on him, and he was like some Cameroonian table tennis player or something like that. And he like rented this premium space, and he was charging, I think it was $2,000 to $2,500 an hour for PT sessions. In that space in Fitzrovia. I remember.
There was someone in
that
America that charges a stupid amount.
Yeah, it's like I was like, what? And then what was it? Like the people I was talking to about it, they were like, yeah, but imagine like how much his rent is for that. And I was like, if he's earning $2,500 an hour, he's doing all right.
That's fucking worry about that, does he?
Yeah, that's okay. I think his like business rates or whatever, he'll be okay if he manages to charge that per hour. He was like, obviously, I only trade like CEOs and MDs and stuff. I was like, so do I, but I don't get paid that. Like, that's unfair. But yeah, that was 10k in steps before 8:30.
It was 10k in steps, wasn't it? Well done.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed. I had a few messages about that going, what? How'd you do that? Woke up early.
How'd you do that? You just walk one foot in front of the other.
That is literally what I said to little lad Montel. I went one foot in front of the other, repeat.
It's quite easy actually, to be fair. It's not a difficult job.
It was only because I was up at 5:30, and then my first client was at 6:30, and that was a field-based. It was a movement-based field-based session, not in a gym. Okay, that's why I'm training that early with some, but it is a more plyometric, all that kind of jazz. Really cool, nice lad, nice chap, good at his sport. And he goes, we do some stuff in elsewhere, not in a gym, away from his SSC coaches and away from everything else. We're doing real things. But yeah, you end up doing a lot of demos, therefore I end up doing a lot of steps. And 10k before. Lovely. And also I have to walk and stuff. But yeah, basically just realised that was before 8:30. It is now about 8:30 in the evening. I've hit 27,000 steps. So realizing that
done, Tom.
I know that is what in-person personal trainers can do. That's why they can eat so much. And Daniel has done 27 steps today. So he is allowed to have no calories.
I've done 7,800 today.
Which in the grand scheme of things, some clients you'd be incredibly happy with that.
Yeah, fucking damn right you would.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what my average is actually. My average is I'd say 10 is my average, but on a desk bound day, 7,000 is pretty normal.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough. I have had a particularly round London day.
I've trained today as well. Trained today.
I've not trained, because obviously around London, Dan, both me and Dan had COVID vaccine twins. We both had we had to obviously have our vaccines at the same time because we coordinated it. We both had them this afternoon within about 45 minutes of each other. Lovely. Yeah, we're on the phone to each other whilst we're getting it done. We're like, oh,
yeah, you okay? You okay? I'm out there thinking of you.
But yeah, it was super exciting. Had mine at London Bridge at Guy's Hotel. Lovely. I am now part of the Pfizer massive. So whatever that means in the future, don't know. We have manipulated RNA, DNA now, so something's gonna happen.
Fuck knows, we're fucked, mate. But
So
might as well just enjoy it while we're here, mightn't we?
Basically, my side effects so far is what I said to Dan. I will not be rushing to do any lat raises. Just got arm wise. I'm like, go about there, and then it starts to. If I'm honest,
mine doesn't hurt. I just feel like I've just had a slight dead arm, but like it's one of those where it just feels like someone's elbowed me in my shoulder, like by accident, in a like game of football or something. But it doesn't. I mean,
because like
I'm not gonna fucking cry about it.
When she slipped it in, it was you barely felt anything. I was quite.
I didn't feel anything. She said little scratch, and I was like, okay, and then there was nothing. I was like,
have you done it? Okay, good, wonderful. Like all the questions they asked.
It was like a military operation where I went.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, massive.
Proper.
I have written this down because where you went in, did they have like a screen like where your name was like popping up and stuff?
No.
Oh, yeah, right. This is where the money is, guys, right? So we had like a big screen in front of us. You know how like when you're used to go to Argos and your ticket's coming through, and then it's like, 401, your item is ready for collection. Basically, it was that. It was like Argos, but for vaccines. But it was your name that was gradually going through as you were sitting in the thing. But I literally wrote this down because I was like, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast later. Because there's a woman in there whose job it is to say everybody who's there, their name. What a fucking tough gig. Bearing in mind, I went to like London Bridge, South London-ish area, like pretty multicultural. I don't know, hope. Literally no hope. I was like, this guy. Apuna Hasapina Petalon. I don't know.
That's got to be just. That's got to be just in case there's anyone blind there. Surely.
Yeah, surely. Like
so, if you could see the person looking and getting up, you go, "All right, cool, you got it."
She said every single one when I was there. Every single one. Like immaculately as well, and there were some tough names on there. I was like,
fair play that.
I was like, oh, that's how you say that name. Wonderful. I just want to sit here because she must know all the names, like all the surname. Incredible. Hats off to that lady who was in Vaccine Centre 2 in London Bridge that afternoon for that shift. Enjoyed her work. Tough gig that. Tough gig. Yeah, interesting. You got 2 seconds to realise it, or maybe like as soon as they come up, she's googling. Like maybe it came up on her iPad phonetically, and she was nailing it.
It must have done something like that. Has happened, hasn't it? That's impressive. But no, it was like a bit of a. It was a bit, it was just like a military operation. Just like literally, just everyone knew exactly what they were doing. There was so many fucking people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever your preference, whatever your views on it all, it was just it was straightforward. I mean, I think I'd rather have a vaccine than get COVID, to be honest. It sounds pretty minging, but
yeah, I mean,
it may not affect me, but it may. You just don't know.
Don't know. And yeah, exactly.
I don't need to post about it on fucking Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I just.
Whoa! I posted mine because I'm cool.
Oh my god, you're such a virtue signaler, Tom. That's what everyone says, isn't it? You virtue signaling.
I didn't do a tag of the I've had my COVID vaccine or anything.
I came out and the guy went, "Would you like a sticker?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm all right, thanks." Like, I was like, "What?" And then the guy behind me went, "Oh, go on then." I was like we're kids at school. There must be something psychological about that. Like, is the thing after something like that, you get asked about stickers. I mean, you should be handing out lollies. I'd have taken a fucking lolly all day long. Do you know what I mean? Sticker. I got vaccinated. I was like, mate, I didn't need that. Like, I just think, right. Here we go. I'm gonna go fucking on a soapbox now. So there must have been a budget, right, in the whole vaccination program for stickers. I don't know how much stickers cost, but that could have been 50 grand over the course of the whole fucking country. Waste of 50 grand. Let's be honest. A sticker. A sticker. We're not fucking kids. I was just like, wow. I was like, is this what we're doing now? And then also, you weren't allowed to wear your normal face mask. You had to get one of theirs.
No, I was allowed to wear my normal face mask.
Oh, so I had my normal one. And then I went in and he was like, "Can you take it off?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you have to have this brand new one." I'm like, what a fucking waste.
Yeah, so I thought I would have to, because there's two vaccination centres like on my walk home, like walk past Westfield and Stratford and stuff, and I always see them handing out the masks for people and telling them off. But like obviously I went to a legit like massive hospital and they just was like, no, it doesn't fucking make a difference, does it?
Again, it was just one of those things where I just feel a bit like, come on, like, you know, like wasting
I
shit.
feel like maybe they'd probably put like some doctors and nurses who actually work in hospitals, the ones near the hospitals, and they're probably gone, nah, it doesn't make a difference. You might as well just keep that on. What a waste of money. Yeah, as you got the really dogmatic ones that are like, yeah, this must
follow the rules and stuff. Yeah,
follow the rules.
It's just found it a bit. I just find it was a bit.
Speaking of that, mate. Speaking of that, following the rules, the ridiculousness of what happened on the weekend. I realise we're not talking about fitness that much on this podcast because we just had vaccines, so we're really tired. We're gonna do a protein review anyway. But so I was at a pub on the weekend, and so one of the chaps I was with is type 1 diabetic. Okay. So that obviously he might need a bit of glucose every now and again, and he takes his. He might do. Otherwise, he'll probably be on the floor somewhere. Mm-hmm. So obviously in the pubs now that you have to do table ordering, correct? Only, no matter what.
Yes.
And so that is what you have to do. So this lad noticed. He was in a little bit of a rush because he was like, okay, he noticed his blood sugar had dropped. He was feeling a bit iffy, but obviously the time it takes to like order stuff through the app and the ticket to be produced and go through would be slightly lengthy. So type 1 diabetic got his little like glucosometer, whatever it is, reading that he'd had up there. It was like, I went up to the bar and was like, guys, I really need like just a glass of orange juice right now and pay for it in a second, but can I just have it right now? And they were like, no, you need to pay for you need to order it through the app. He was like, I'm type 1 diabetic. In about 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to be on the floor because my blood sugar's dropped too much because I've been drinking throughout the day and all this other stuff, right? And he was like, I need some orange juice. I was pretty hoping I was going to get some orange juice whilst I'm out at pubs and stuff to keep me going. And they were like, well, we got to order it through the ticket, so. And they like almost refuse a type 1 diabetic who would have crashed basically, because the system says no, basically literally computer says no, like you haven't paid for it yet, or like you cannot come up to the bar. And they were like, put your mask on. And he was like, right, this is a bigger problem than COVID. I wouldn't be here if I had it, number one. I was like, Jesus Christ, absolutely insane. The woman who was just like, I understand, but she was like, I understand, but you have to order through the app. I'm like, no, you don't understand, clearly. Like, go look up what type 1 diabetes is. Are you insane? And he was just like, are you a moron? Like, what the hell? Like, give me the fucking orange juice. I will pay for it.
Yeah, people just don't understand, do they? I think that's the
crazy
issue.
Crazy, mate. Yeah. All right. We've got a couple of topics I want you to talk about. But we're gonna. Dan finally got his protein bars.
I did finally got the Swolesome Foods ones. I got the Bicky butter.
Bicky butter, chocolate truffle protein bar, salted caramel brownie, egg hunt white. Am I doing the same one as you?
If you want, it's up to you.
What were we doing? Were we doing like two?
I'm going to spin it around because there's more chunky bits on this side.
Well, are we doing 2 at a time? This is what we used to do.
Oh, 2 at a time? Fucking that's what she said.
We only bite into one. Like we only bite into 2, like a little bite.
Right. Well, I picked the Bicky butter. What one are you picking?
Was it just because they go off, don't they?
Well, maybe, yeah.
When do they go
off? What other one am I doing then?
I don't know when they go off, mate. Let me just...
Ooh, the hazelnut one's got vegan. And the salted caramel brownie one.
I feel like I'm missing. I feel like I put some down and they've run off somewhere.
Right, I'm having a try this, Bicky, but I'm not waiting any longer for you.
I'll open... I had the chocolate truffle, didn't I, last week? So let's have a vegan one, shall we? A salted caramel brownie, and yeah. I'll look for. I feel like I'm definitely missing it. Basically, guys, I'm moving out right now, and a lot of my stuff is scattered. All Dan can see is an empty closet, basically, and my desk's still here. But yeah, a bit weird. But Daniel's going through that. I've got a salted caramel brownie, vegan, indulgent ZLT chocolate cake bar. Cake bar sounds good. 15 grams of plant-based protein, 227 calories, 15 carbs, 14 fibers, 15 fats. It's 15 across the board, mate. 15, 15, 15. A rounded bar, isn't it? Interesting. Gives you a verdict on the Bicky butter.
Wait till you've tried some.
Oh, I'm not trying the Bicky butter, though. Do you want me to try that one first?
Yeah.
All right, fucking hell. I just went through the macros of the other one, by the way, I guess. just in case.
Fucking hell, it's chewy. Jesus Christ, it's chewy.
Was it really chewy?
I'm really sorry, guys.
All right. I'm guessing this is like Biscoffy or not. I don't know. I'm not even going to look at you because you're not going to know. No. Oh.
Right. Mine's been out all day, so it's quite warm, but it's fucking chewy. For me, it's got a weird taste to it. It's got a bit of a funny something in there. I don't know what it is. And I don't like the chewiness of the bar overall. It's definitely got like Biscoffy bits in it. I can taste the kind of the biscuit thing coming through, but there's something funny in there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they've mixed it with or what, but as protein bars go, it's not bad, but it's nowhere near Protein Pantry, I'll be honest. I've got to be straight with you all. It's not it's just too chewy, that stuff for me as well, like that one. It's like the other ones we had before, the Bake House, was it? Something like that?
Bakehouse, yeah, Protein Bakehouse. Yeah, that is so chewy.
Yeah, like
I mean,
crazy
like,
chewy.
on the last line is like delicate honeycomb or something like that. Nothing delicate about that bar.
No, it's there's some. Is it just me? Is there some taste that's not quite right? I don't know.
I don't know if that's. I feel that's you. I think the taste is right. I think it tastes good. It's just textured terrible.
Problem, like we said the other week, the problem you got with these is you're going, oh, it's a Biscoff bar. That's what they're trying to say, and it's like it's just always going to be a disappointment because it's not Biscoff, is it? Like Biscoff's
they've gone for like Bicky buttery. What they want, like white blondie.
Yeah.
And a blondie. Blondie is always worse than a brownie. Just an FYI.
Wow, that's controversial.
Always disappointed with blondies.
So I just feel like this is going to be a very similar ordeal we're about to go through. But
so
it is. This one is vegan, salted caramel brownie, but it's
flatter.
vegan protein, so it might be different.
Oh. This one's good.
Now that's better.
I'd polish that one off. Macros aren't as good. But
I'm going to throw it out there. On these types of protein bars, vegan protein mixes better with that fiber.
I think it does, doesn't it? Like, that was good. That's because as soon as it said cake bar, I was like, oh, okay. Cakiness.
Oh.
We know the cake and the goo. There's goo in it, yeah.
I didn't get the goo the first time.
Yeah. The goo, I went right into the goo, mate. Yeah, the goo's good.
Oh, yeah. That is a bit like what those. Did anyone ever used to buy? Your mum probably bought these for you. You know the Jaffa Cake bars. Like,
yeah, the Jaffa Cake bar. Yeah,
they're that sort of like texture, aren't they? With like a bit of like the on top. I mean, those are different ones, but
it does. It's salted caramel.
The vegan protein bar one is better.
It's the vegan one. Like we had that from the mainstream bars as well, didn't we? Like I said, the vegan bar was good. Jesus, I mean, turn up for books. Vegan bars are getting better and better.
Any of my vegan clients were listening. I'm not even joking you. I'm not joking you. You could have that with a scoop of like Halo Top. That's not vegan, but whatever. And it would actually be really nice.
Quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I like that one. But not the other one was not great.
I'm not letting Laura have any of that one. I'm going to give the Bicky Butter one to Laura.
You're like,
I love you.
Draw on this.
Love you. I saved some for you. Saved a bit for you. Have some of this. Oh man.
Nice, well done. Swole some foods. Get their vegan protein bars. So far, we still have a few more to try.
Well, we've got the hazelnut brownies, a vegan protein bar as well.
Okay, well,
it must be the dark chocolate brownie thing that they must be the one that works with vegan stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and then we've got
find that because I feel like I've lost it. I don't know if it's fallen down.
Chocolate truffle and then egg hunt. The other two that I've got.
Somewhere. Yeah, I've got the egg hunt. I think I had the chocolate truffle last week. I might be wrong. I know I had one of them, but it was okay.
Well, you'll find them when you're moving out, probably.
The egg hunt looks cool, right? Because it's got cream egg all over it. But again, it's got cream eggs and mini eggs on it. That is just it's setting itself up to be amazing. But is it setting itself up to be a disaster? That is the question. But good, yeah. Well done. Cakey bar, like a cakey bar. Texture, 2 textures in that bar. It's good. Good. Not one that's gonna take my braces off. So yeah, it's fun. All right. What we had this week, mate. So PT course started. Yay! Finally. Whoa.
Finally.
I mean, yeah. So unfortunately, guys, you've missed the cutoff date. We're doing it in cohorts. There will be a lead up to every single time. So this is the first one. There's some people going through it. They've got the next 13 weeks with myself and Luke, tag teaming on certain interactive stuff. Probably not a lot of courses that you get that every other week for an hour and a half. We will be discussing basically a Q&A, whatever you want about the previous module or 2 modules. And then we'll talk about the next one you're meant to be going on to. Lovely. But yeah, just want to say, if anybody's listening is on the PT core, hope you're excited. You're going to make your PT better, basically your PT product better. That's what we're doing. Yeah, lovely. All right, mate. I sent you a thing earlier in the week that said intense exercise increases the risk of motor neuron disease, says scientists. Could be whack job scientists. What are our thoughts on that?
I mean, just ridiculous. Like, I think I just don't get it. I just don't understand I've not looked at the science or the whatever they've looked at or how they've come to that conclusion and all this sort of stuff, but I just don't get it. It's like doing anything is going to cause any. Do you know what I mean? Breathing air found to cause death. Well, yeah, at some point. Do you know? It's just like that whole thing of like what is the point of listening to? I don't know. When you said it to me, I didn't do any content around it or didn't post it on my stories because I genuinely was just like a bit gobsmacked that it's like, oh.
It's just, it annoyed me that it made the BBC like swipe up kind of news.
It's just like the mixed messages, isn't it, of things? And I bet if you went into it and it would be like.
So I looked on, I went and read the article because I was like, I might get asked about it because I got sent it by someone else. And then obviously I posted it up and then a few of my clients was like, so I don't have to do conditioning anymore. I was like, all right, when you prove to me that you are one of the people in one of these studies that has this particular DNA, then yes, you do not have to do conditioning. I was like, until then, I will always assume that you're one of the majority instead of the minority, okay? Unfortunately. But yeah, it was like a study based off looking at people's DNA and how they were like pushing them to some sort of heart rate limits and work intensity would cause them to have an influx of whatever, motor neuron disease and like down the line. And then obviously they had the scientists like talking about it. And then like in tiny print, like 3/4 down the page, it like the lead like guy was just like, obviously we're saying that people shouldn't stop exercising, but some people should. I was like, but some people like obviously need to exercise because that would be a greater detriment to health than like this stuff. And it's like,
Exactly.
you scaremonger fucking, I don't know, millions of people that have just looked at that and gone, nah, I can't do intense exercise, and I get motor neurons disease. So yeah, how about you're probably more likely to get, I don't know, heart failure, liver failure, or CV disease, or whatever, or like liver disease from being obese. But nah, let's focus on that. But yeah, really, it's scaremongering in media, isn't it, mate? Unfortunately.
It's how they make their money, mate. It's how they make their money. I try not to pay attention to it anymore. I just don't. It sounds stupid, but as I get older, you just realize it's what it's all about. People just want you to tune into shit, you know. I think even, dare I say, even the BBC this year have been, I think, censored and things like that more than they ever have done previously, because they're run by the government. They're run by, government, by the state effectively, and you only have to have seen some of the stuff that people have said about them and the way that they've gone about their business. And obviously all the others have to be a bit more shocking to get people viewing them, because they have to rely on advertising money. And it's the same as everything in life. It's people are just competing for your attention, and you just have to be wary of where you give that attention. And I think for me, one of the best things that I did over the last sort of few months when I wasn't feeling great about the whole situation was just not look at it. Like it's focusing on other things that make you happier, and that's why with that article I was just, I'm not going to give it the time of day, because I know that, like you said, 999 people out of 1,000 are never going to have to worry about that ever. And that one may have to just go, do you know what? I'm not going to work out as intensely for the rest of my life. I'm still going to work out though, and still move, and still look after my nutrition and all that sort of shit as well. And it may even be higher numbers than that. And I think it's one of those where if you can find a study or an article or a news headline to support anything you want in life,
That's
and
literally
anything,
what I said. And I was just like, you
can find whatever. You can find it anywhere if you type it in Google and search far and wide enough. And I think there's this massive, it's our culture at the moment. There's, that I think Luke Johnson's talked about it before, like infobesity. It's like all the information that you ever need for anything is out there. You can do all the research, you can look at all the studies, you can do all the correlations, you can do all everything you possibly want to do. The reason that we're in this problem of like the world and why people have problems is not anymore because they don't have the access to information. It's that they just don't fucking implement anything. I see it with online coaches that we're trying to help with mentoring. I see it with clients that I'm trying to help with their diet and nutrition. And I see it in everyday life where people ask me questions about random things. The answers are out there. They're in books. You're just not reading them. You've read them. You're just not implementing it. You're just going about your life and forgetting and not bothering. And this is the problem. Like, this is it. The people that go further in life or get where they want to be implement shit all the fucking time. And they don't ask questions. They just try something. It doesn't work. They try something else. They try something that doesn't work. Whereas other people, they look for more information to find the perfect thing before they execute anything. And they're never going to get there because the information is just so vast. There's so many conflicting views. You've just got to try. I've realized I've just gone well off on one, but that's for me is that one thing I've learned over this last year, and I've applied it with our new mentor and with our business and all that sort of stuff. He's getting us to go deep on, don't waste your fucking time watching the news, watching shitty TV, watching all that shit. Just like do shit that's going to make you smarter, make you think better, make you think more broadly, make you actually question what you're seeing, because that's what's going to make you better. And I think that's the same thing I would say to everyone with nutrition and training and stuff. I heard a great analogy the other day. I can't remember who it was. Someone said something, and you could flip it on its head for fitness and health and training and all this sort of stuff. And it was the whole thing around people will invest thousands of pounds each month, each year on their mortgage, on their rent, on whatever it is. And it was like, whereas actually where they do live, they just destroy it and treat it like shit. And they were saying, like, it's your body. Like, your body is where you actually live. People are prepared to spend thousands upon thousands of pounds, on their house, on their surroundings, but on the actual place that they live and that actually can be taken away from at any point in time, they don't spend any money. And it's just fascinating because I think, like I say, the culture we're in, people are just soaking up all this free information. They're just looking for free information, soaking it all up, writing it all down, making notes, doing spreadsheets, doing all this shit. Never actually do anything with it. Just don't do anything with it. Never apply it. And I think that's a prime example. like seeing that article as a prime. I genuinely, like I said, I don't have a view on it because I just think it's bullshit. I don't care because it's just more information.
Is massive. That was one of the drive homes, basically the first call we did with the PT core gang yesterday, and we were like, and we were, obviously me and Luke like spoke, was like, oh, what are we going to do per lesson when we're doing these lives or whatever, and I was like, we're going to make sure they implement what we tell them to do in the course. I was like, that's all I really want from those sessions. It's like a little check, like a little Q&A, all that kind of stuff. I was like, you're going to learn a crap ton of stuff. I was like, but if we don't come back and talk about it and say, for the next 2 weeks, you're going to go and try and implement and try this stuff, or you're just going to forget it and not do it, and it's not going to make you a better trainer. That's the biggest thing I thought was like with people, because we will have the people who like implement slightly too much and go through far too much down the rabbit hole of like training and stuff like that. So, but in terms of business, and so it'll be a big one. Everybody who's listening is like setting up all of their onboarding for the next 2 weeks. That's their job. Like they're going away. We've given them the systems. We've given them what they have to do. Let's see them do it. Like you get that in place, then you're suddenly cooking with gas, and you've got your clients next 30 days done. Like it doesn't become an anything. But the bite back, especially when I've talked about it in person with like third space trainers before, it's just like, oh, but it takes a lot of time. I'm like, yeah, once it takes a lot of time, then it takes no time for every single client after you've had. I was like, you only ever planning to do that for one client? Then yeah, it's a fucking waste of time. But if you're planning on doing it to maybe the 200 clients you might have over your personal training lifetime, then I think it's a fucking great use of time.
We had a massive go at all the people that not a massive go, that sounds bad, but like we on our call this week with the playbook lot, we had to in the mentoring stuff, we had a quite a frank discussion. We asked them to do quite a simple task, and it was 2 weeks ago, and we said, right, who's done it? Where's the stuff you've done or whatever? And I think 1 out of like 6 people that we were speaking to at the time had done it, and we were just like, well, this is why you're going to fail. This is it. You're paying for this, and you're still not doing it. Like, we can't help you. We literally can't help you anymore. And like, I think with coaching and PT, I think this is also why PT is a popular thing that people try and do as a career change. It looks easy. Is the good coaches make it look real fucking easy? And maybe I'm not putting myself in this category. I'm talking about you. You make it look really, really easy. You make it sound very, very good, because people don't see the hours you spend on education, on working hard, on writing the plans, on understanding human beings, all this shit behind the scenes. They just see you training someone and go, oh, Tom makes that look easy. That looks fun. They're having a laugh. They're having a good time. But he charges £100 an hour for that. Oh, I'll do that. And it's the same online coaching. People go, oh, I'm a client of so-and-so's. I know how much I pay them, and they've got X many clients. And that's easy. Yeah, all right, man. Give it a go. See how easy it is. They don't do it, and they can't do it. It's stupid. It's stupid.
I remember seeing this. It was maybe like last week or the week before. It was like, this £2 million airplane that like got broke, and they were trying to get loads of different people in, like to come and fix it, but nobody could. But then they got this guy with 20 years experience, and all he brought was a hammer, and all he did was go underneath it and just go, knocked it, and then sent the bill for like 20 grand. And then the person goes, oh yeah, well, why the hell? You did nothing. You literally hit it with a hammer. 20 grand. He was like, yeah. And then he was like, can you give me a like on a invoice, for example, you usually do a summary of what you've done. So he was like, sure, I'll do the summary on the invoice, not just the charge. He was like, $10 hitting the thing with a hammer. He was like, 19 grand and 1900, knowing where to hit. I was just like, yeah. Exactly it.
and that's it, and that is literally it, and this is the big problem. Like, it's frightening. It's truly frightens me, like how little work people are prepared to put in to get somewhere and to gain that experience, and people just don't see it. They don't see. So basically, what happened with this task was, anyway, it comes down to it. So 2 weeks ago, and on the call, me and Mike 2 weeks ago said, actually, we're going to do this because it's actually a pretty good exercise. We should probably do it as well. We'd done it. They hadn't. And I said, right, who hasn't done it? I haven't had enough time. And I said, no disrespect, I've got more clients than all of you put together. I was like, I did it. I was like, difference is I wanted to do it. and I understood the benefit of it and all this sort of stuff, and I implemented. And you know, we can talk about personal trainers, we can talk about online coaches, we can talk about anyone in life, anyone in any job, but you can talk about your own fitness journey, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's the same thing. It's like you can pay someone to help show you. They're not going to do it for you. And like the one thing that we're big on with our new mentor that we've got is you want to pay someone money who is in a position that you want to be in, because they'll tell you how they got there and they'll tell you what experiences they went through to get there. If you still don't listen to them, that's your fault. Like there's no one else to blame. Like they're not gonna, again, do the work for you. They're just gonna give you the roadmap and go, well, look, I'm just further down the road than you. That's what I did. This is the way I went. Do you want my help with that? Oh, I've also helped loads of other people do it. And I think that's the biggest problem that PTs, coaches, and all that sort of stuff are facing now, is that we've gone from infobesity, which is where we're at, or we've just coming out the other side of it. It's just all the information is there. The next is the coaching. And this is why coaching's booming, because people need help implementing it and having the accountability. And the biggest problem is that coaches are not easy prey. Oh, do you want to earn X amount of money? Do you want to do all this sort of stuff? And they fall for it every single time because they're not prepared to put the work in, because they're the same people who, when the information was around, hoarded all the information. They're the same people. They're just further down the road, and people are just taking the piss out of them because they're going, oh, I'll make some money. I pretend it's all about coaching. I'll coach them, but they're still not going to implement any of it. And it's just the next thing and the next trend. I don't know what the next one's going to be after like trying to get the coaching and implementing it. Probably like cloning people or something. But it's just, it does make me laugh how in the world these days, I get asked questions all the time, and I'm like, I've answered this before. I've given you the same answer. I've said this loads of times before. You know the answer. You fucking know the answer. Like I just, you know, we've gone off on a massive tangent from what we were originally talking about. But it does somewhat apply though. It does somewhat apply in that it's having the rational thought to look at an article like that and go, I don't give a fuck, because I know it's going to be one in 10,000, 100,000 it's going to affect. I'll move on with my life and I'll spend that time thinking and implementing other things that are more productive. And that's why we're talking about it. Because like over that year with COVID and stuff, I just didn't waste time fucking watching news or watching Netflix series. It's like, it was a waste of time for me. I was like, I've got other things that I could be focused on. I just think it's prime example of that is the news. I was like, I'm not going to give it the time of day. I've got too much other shit going on. Focus on that. Whereas other people would have focused on it and would have gone, oh, I'm going to do loads of shit, but I'm going to go fucking mad. I'm going to talk about it. It doesn't get you anywhere. Waste of time. Yeah. Anyway, fucking hell. And then I was just thinking we weren't going to talk much this fucking podcast.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at one more thing I want you to answer. We'll do it now because it was an interesting. It's not an interesting topic, ish. Don't know. For online coaches, and this is obviously a thing that we're asking all of our students as we come through level 2, level 3, level PT core. If you want to be hybrid, online, in person, all this bullshit. But do you have to have a website as a trainer?
No.
I don't
Most overrated. We still don't really. Our website is fucking shit. It has barely anything on it. It's not even complete yet. We still got, and do you know why it's not complete? Because we know we don't fucking need one. And we will as time goes on. It's gonna be developed. We're gonna have to put some money into it and throw some money behind it. But essentially, you need a landing page to gather email addresses. You need some sort of information, a place to take payments potentially. That can all be done through landing pages. There's other websites based things like, you know, things like ClickFunnels, MailChimp will do landing pages and stuff like that. You don't need, please don't pay someone like 2-3 grand or something just to do a basic website for you, because it'll do nothing. Like I said, we've got an application form on our page that we get like maybe 1 out of every 100 applications comes through that. We've got our Blitz landing page. We've got a shop with our clothing on, which actually links to another website that's not even ours. It's just ridiculous. It's just not needed in any way, shape or form.
No, I don't think it's needed. I've never really seriously taken it. Like, obviously we've like played around with it, like PPL stuff as well. But I think in the back of our minds, we're like, is this going to get us anywhere? Is it really going to do anything? Like, not really. Because obviously, like Push Pull Legs, for example, did you know that the podcast has a website? Like it has a page where all the podcasts go. I don't own it. But yeah, a Podbean like URL, whatever, with push for legs, Podbean, what a bullshit. Yeah, lovely looking little website with everything listed, everything fine. I go on it because I have to put the fucking thing on there. That's about it. And then it goes all around everywhere else. But yeah, I can thoroughly think you can get away with, especially online coaching. Probably not landing page. Obviously, if you've got your Instagram, your DMs, and all that kind of stuff, and then you just work through that, and then you set up like Google Forms. Set up Google Forms and crack on with your Excels and all that kind of stuff. Or you go straight into like my PT Hub and all that kind of bullshit. I've always mixed messages about my PT Hub. Don't really. Is it only because you can take payments for it as well? And I think people find it less confusing. But also, I've looked at the exercises in my PT Hub and they're fucking terrible. That's probably why people like it, because it is less confusing, because they're bad exercises. Not bad exercises, they're not just great. They're not the most efficient exercises. They're not the best ones for possibly the clientele that you use. Me, not be speaking out of my ass, but yeah. Your coach uses True Coach, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with True Coach. I quite like it. It's nothing majorly wrong with it. I don't know how user friendly it is on the coaching side of it, but yeah, I think once I start reducing my client numbers, which is happening, I'll probably move over to True Coach because I think it's easier to manage smaller numbers of clients on, and I quite like it. I think it's quite interactive, and I think again, as I reduce my client numbers, my prices go right up. Again, if I'm charging a bit more, I think that'll be the next step, is doing something like that with an app, and I'll get a video library of exercises and stuff, because you're going to give me one that I can use for that. So that'll be handy. I just think when you've got that many clients, I just don't think it's just a lot to keep up with. I think. But I know all the coaches at the gym I train at use it, even for their one-to-ones. They've got like they do a one-to-one session, and they have the rest of their sessions for the rest of the week that they give them on there. So
that's cool.
I do like it. Again, as a user experience, it's quite easy.
Yeah. Because I don't currently for my one-to-one clients who go and do their other stuff, I'm Captain Traditional like you. How we probably, because we're slightly dated because we've been around for 8 years. All of them are on Excel spreadsheets and stuff.
To be honest, like for me, it's just the ball ache of switching everyone over. It's not. I see the benefit in it, and I think with spreadsheets and stuff, I just think it's a lot more flexibility involved. It's so much easier to deal with. I know my system. I know how I want to work, and it enables me to create a really good system. I've got loads of good templates that I use. I just think, like I said, if I drop down to say 25 clients, it'll be loads easier for me to just manage it all through True Coach and not stress or worry. Whereas at the moment, switching that number over, it's just like, nah, it's just too many people, and I'll be all over the place with it. So just too much effort, and it works. There's nothing that goes wrong with it at the moment. It works. So
it's always good. It's what we want from an online coaching platform. Lovely, mate. All right. That enough chatting today. Vaguely cover some topics. Wonderful. Any other business?
Not from me, no. Oh no, actually, yes. Blitz opens soon. Our next Blitz intake, which is our 8-week fat loss program, which actually a lot of our one-to-one clients started on. And we've actually got our photo shoot soon as well, where we've got our first ever person that started on Blitz to now go all the way through to one-to-one and do a photo shoot, which is pretty cool.
Well done, man.
So yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So Aaron's looking ridiculous for that. He's lost shitloads of weight. He's in the industry as well, so that's cool. But it's just like basically Blitz is just basically a kickstart, 8-week kickstart fat loss program, dirt cheap, 147 quid for 8 weeks. You get access to all 6 of us coaches, and the emails to our waiting list go out on Monday. So you'll start getting all the information. Then spaces go live the Friday after that, which is like 25th of June, I think, something like that. So if you want a space on that, head to the link in my bio on Instagram and join the waiting list. You'll get all the emails and stuff like that. Or if you've got any questions about it, just drop me a DM on Instagram, and I'm happy to chat through it, whether it's appropriate for you, etc. So yeah, that's
I don't know if you guys do this, but I'd assume you would. Even from the perspective of somebody, as you said, is somebody in the industry. Maybe they're looking to lose a little bit of weight as well, but probably just having a good idea of how you operate that kind of group as well, and coming in to learn about what happens would be fantastic for any kind of PT who maybe aspire to do something similar in a group-based fat loss program, because it seems to run pretty well, right?
Yeah, the thing with it is it runs pretty smoothly as well, but it's like you say, we know from speaking to other people who've done it before, is that it's actually better than a lot of people's one-to-one fucking online coaching, like the level of detail we go into. So again, if you want that standard, that it's at that level. And yeah, we don't hide anything. Like it's all there. You know, it's like I say, pretty standard procedure. Like there's no tricks or gimmicks or anything like that. It's literally just look, 8 weeks of fat loss. Most people lose like 5-6 kilos really comfortably in 8 weeks. Yeah, so yeah, like you said, it's useful to learn, but yeah, a lot of people use it as well as like a little thing. Look, if you ever thought about one-to-one coaching and you want to get in, our blitzers also get a discount on one-to-one coaching going forward. So you know, it's just a nice start into things, and just like go through the process of, you know, if you were thinking about online coaching, you might want to do that, and then go, actually, it's not for me. I've worked out it's not for me. I didn't enjoy it, or whatever. You know, didn't like Danny, he was an idiot, whatever it is. But you know, it's a real good way into the group of people. So, yeah.
Lovely. I've got no other business, moving house, so
Have fun with that, mate.
It's always fun. So I got tomorrow driving a van, because driving vans is fun.
Yep.
So
I feel like a right geezer.
Yeah, absolutely geezer, mate. So I got one of those VW things, whatever they're called. VW. He was like, yeah, this one. I'm like, how much does it fit in it? Good. I can fit all my things in there. It's all I want from this van. I don't care what it does. Don't care how it looks. Yeah. I need it to move. Okay, wonderful. All right, mate. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we will catch you next week.
Catch you later.
Cool.